Greetings YouTubers, and welcome back to another Toddy Walnuts collection overview video. I'm on a roll today. I've uploaded a couple videos already, and I'm trying to do something a little different on the channel, just for now anyway, to kind of break away from strictly horror and stuff like that. So if you haven't checked it out already, I did a collection overview video for my Star Wars steelbooks, as well as the Star Trek steelbooks. And speaking of Star Trek steelbooks, I forgot to add this one in it. And since we're doing these are animated movies and television shows that I grew up with as a kid. Some of them were from my adult years that I really enjoyed too. And I'm going to kind of just share some of my favorites with you guys in this video. And I wanted to show you this Star Trek Lower Decks. This is the animated show that was on Fox. I don't even know if it's still on, but this is season 1. There you can see the Enterprise. And I just wanted to kind of add this to this video because it is animated. And then you can see it has a couple of discs, and there's some artwork in the back. And I'm just going to show you guys some cartoons that I grew up with as a young child that really left a lasting impression on me, and some other stuff too. So there you go. There's some interior artwork. There's the kind of wraparound design on that steelbook. It's beautiful. Pretty funny show too. I really enjoy it. So let's get into the rest of the stuff here. Get yourselves relaxed, get a beverage and a snack, and let's check out this intro.
Something we hope you'll really like.
Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man. Is he strong? Listen, bud, he's got radioactive blood. Can he swing from a thread? Take a look overhead. Hey there goes the Spider-Man. In the chill of night, at the scene of a crime, like a streak of light, he arrives just in time. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Wealth and fame, he's ignored. Action is his reward to him. Life is a great big bang. Wherever there's a hang, you'll find a Spider-Man.
So how about that for an intro? Not only is this probably my favorite cartoon ever, going back to my early childhood, but that is an amazing intro for Spider-Man, the 1967 collection. This is the DVD box set, and I really love this. I'm just going to kind of show you how the packaging is on this. It opens up like a kind of like a digibook. It comes on these red plastic swing trays. Really nice design. You can see some of the villains there on the disc art. There's J. Jonah Jameson. It's really excellent stuff. And it also comes with a little insert. And it talks a little bit about this series. And then you have the episode listings on the discs. And there's the lyrics for the opening intro. And I really love this show. I love the packaging. Everything about it is great. I know that this one went out of print and it was going for a lot of money, but they reissued it probably a couple of different times by now. But this is a huge part of my childhood, and I still love it to this day.
Here comes Speed Racer, he's a demon on wheels. He's a demon and he's gonna be chasing after someone. He's gaining on you, so you better look alive. He's busy revving up the powerful Mach 5. And when the odds are against him and there's dangerous work to do, bet your life's Speed Racer to see it through. Go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go! He's off and flying as he guns a car around the track. He's jamming down the pedal like he's never coming back. Adventure's waiting just ahead. Go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go!
Another great cartoon entry from 1967, and that is Speed Racer, the complete classic collection. You get all 52 episodes on a 6-disc set. Comes in with this nice slipcover that goes over this fat pack. And it's also on swing trays. 6 different discs. Really beautiful edition. Also comes with a insert, and it's just the episode index for all 6 discs. And there's the Mach 5. And Speed Racer was always trying to beat his arch nemesis, Racer X, who was his brother, we find out. But this is definitely another huge part of my childhood, and I love it still to this day.
When criminals in this world appear and break the laws that they should fear and frighten all who see or hear, the cry goes up both far and near for Underdog, 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 Underdog. Speed of lightning, thunder, fighting all the thunder, Underdog, Underdog.
Here's another one of my all-time favorites from the year 1964. This is Underdog. Underdog was a humble and lovable shoeshine boy who turned into Underdog anytime somebody tried to harm Sweet Polly purebred. And there were some great villains in this show. They had Simon Bar Sinister. They had Riff Raff, who was kind of like a gangster type dog. Simon Bar Sinister was kind of a mad scientist. He was always trying to do wrong. But yeah, this is really, really nice. Nice set. Excellent cartoon. There are going to be some that I'm missing, like Scooby-Doo. I didn't put in here, although I do love Scooby-Doo. I just didn't add it in this video. And there's some other ones, too, that I own that I didn't put in this video. Maybe I'll do a part 2 at some point. But these are the 3 different discs. This is the whole entire collection. And I'm trying to see. So there was a couple of different editions that were released. This is the Underdog Collector's Edition. And I don't know if I brought the other one out, but oh, here it is. Here's the other one. This is the one that Shout Factory put out later. I think this one was kind of like a remastered, kind of an upgrade to this original first printing. And so I do have both of these. 1964 through 1966, it says. Approximate running time, 21.5 hours. And there's some bonus materials there too. So these are both of these are the complete series. And I do recommend it.
Come on and see, Tennessee Tuxedo. Tennessee Tuxedo. He will be parachuting for your pleasure, sailing seas in search of treasure, anything so he can measure up to man. That's Tennessee Tuxedo. A swole penguin who drives a tan tuxedo, though he may fail. As he rides for fame and glory, still he tries in each new story tale.
Wonder if any of you recognized the voice of Tennessee Tuxedo in that intro we just showed. I know many of you do. probably most of you. It was Don Adams, who was Maxwell Smart in the TV show Get Smart. He played the voice character of Tennessee Tuxedo, and then you have his dumb buddy Chumley. And this is another Shout Factory cartoon. So this is the complete collection. It was just a little over 2 seasons, and then it got canceled. And this was a pretty cool cartoon because it was kind of an anthology, and they had other cartoons that kind of spliced in between some of these main segments. And here are the discs. So this is season 1. It's 1, 2, it's a 3-disc set there. It says you got, I always take the stickers off and keep them. This one is 16 hours of fun in a deluxe 6 DVD set. All 70 Tennessee Tuxedo episodes available for the first time on DVD, plus additional rare episodes of The King and Odie, The Hunter, Klondike Cat, and Tudor Turtle in a 16-page book. So those were some of the cartoons that they would feature in between the main feature. And here's season 2 plus what was ever going into season 3 before they canceled it. So really glad to have these. And then there's an advertising card for some of the other releases. The Friendly Ghost Casper, which I do not own that. And then there's the Underdog that I just showed you guys. And I don't have Mr. Magoo. Probably would never get Mr. Magoo or Casper. Unless I find it really cheap thrifting or something. But here is the booklet that they were talking about, 16 pages with just history and info about the show. And this is a really cool little box set. So that is the Tennessee Tuxedo complete collection. Another great cartoon. This one was from 1959, and it was in syndication forever. So this cartoon was well before my time, but I did grow up watching it in syndication. Same as all the other ones, they were before my time, but that doesn't mean I didn't get a chance to grow up watching them and enjoy them. This was another excellent cartoon that had a lot of different kind of anthology cartoons mixed in with it. You guys may remember Boris and Natasha and some of those other characters. So this is the complete series from 1959 through 1964. You have Bullwinkle, and then you have Rocky Squirrel, who was voiced by the great June Foray. And this is a really nice design for the packaging here. If I can get this open with one hand. There you can see a couple of the fellas. I think one of those guys, it may have been this guy on the left, I think he voiced Bullwinkle. I could be wrong about that. And I think that's the creator of the cartoon. They also had, if you guys remember, Fractured Fairy Tales. Let's see what else was back here. What were the names? It's Simon and they used to travel back in time. I can't think of the name of that cartoon offhand. Mr. Peabody, that was it. And then you get the Fractured Fairy Tales. Those were always pretty funny. You got Dudley Do-Right of the Mounties. He couldn't do right. He was a Canadian Mountie. You have Aesop's Fables. Those were great. And this thing came with really nice packaging. So there's a field guide, and it's a very thick book. And all of the discs are housed in kind of this, like a digipack style packaging. So you have discs 1 and 2, little write-ups about what are on the discs. Kind of a timeline of the different cartoons. And I would definitely recommend this, any of these. But then again, you know, I have sentimental memories for these. Maybe you don't so much. I don't know. I mean, everybody has different, you know, everybody does different things as they're growing up, but I'm sure a lot of you guys grew up with the same stuff. And then here's the field guide. Really good stuff here. It's like a little variety book. Lots of good reading, good info. So that is the complete Bullwinkle. The next one here is the Batman, the complete animated series on Blu-ray. I picked this up a couple of years ago on a Black Friday sale on Amazon, and I think I got this for like $15 or $20, and this is usually like a $50 or $60 set. I don't know what it is now anymore. Maybe it went down. But you get 12 Blu-rays, and let me see, when did this come out? I didn't really grow up. This was already kind of, I was a little bit older when this came out. Let me see. I'm not seeing a year. I may have to pause it so I can get that info. But I will do that in a minute because I want to show you what's all inside of here. You get this pretty decent slipcover. It's a little slip box. It's a little flimsy. These are the kind of slip boxes that fall apart. Even if you take really good care of them, they just kind of start to disintegrate, being a paper product. And then you have two different cases that hold the discs on swing trays. It's a really beautiful set. And then you have a couple of the movies. You get the Mask of the Phantasm and you get Sub-Zero. And then here's a disc just dedicated to special features. Really love the Batman animated stuff. Comes with a little booklet. We'll go through that here in a moment. It's a really, really beautiful set, and I was happy to get it for such a good deal. Every once in a while on Amazon, you can find some really good deals. Doesn't even have to be Black Friday. Sometimes they just have a sale. I know they had the whole season of She-Ra on DVD as a box set, and I think it was every once in a while they'll drop it from like 40 bucks to like 15 bucks, and then it goes back up to 40 shortly after. So you got to be on your toes. And if if you're looking for something, put it in your wish list or put it in your cart. That way you can be notified if it drops in price or something like that. So I'm going to pause it here really quick just to get the years for you guys, and then we'll move on. So this series came out in 1992. There were 4 seasons, and all 4 seasons are in this box set. And I was already a teenager by the time this came out in 1992.
A Dungeons and Dragons ride! Wow, neat!
Give me a break.
I don't like this!
Whoa! What's happening? Whoa! Where are we? Look out! Fear not, Ranger. Barbarian, magician, thief, cavalier, and acrobat.
Who was that?
That was Venger, the force of evil. I am Dungeon Master, your guide in the realm of Dungeons and Dragons.
Next, from 1983, is the cartoon Dungeons and Dragons. This is the complete animated series. This is when cartoons were at their prime, in my opinion, 1983. You had Thundar the Barbarian, you had He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, and there were some others. I think G.I. Joe was going strong. This was just a great time to be a kid, and these were kind of Saturday morning cartoons when you get up and get a big bowl of sugary cereal, plop your butt on the couch, and just watch cartoons on Sunday morning. What a great time. And so this is the box that it comes in. And it comes in kind of like this digipack style packaging. Really nice artwork here. It looks really great. They made it look like the board game. And then it just opens up and reveals the discs. This one popped out. Oh, the hub is broken. That's unfortunate because in these plastic cases, you can't really replace them because they're one piece. So I just have to be careful about that. But you get disc 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Take a look at the background artwork. If we're going to do this, we may as well do it right. So there is the ice castle in the background. That's beautiful. And then on the other side, you have some crude sketches. You have some mapping. And then you have our ragtag team of heroes. It also comes with an episode guide, kind of a little leaflet, couple pages. Gives you kind of a rundown of each of the episodes in the box set. And you get the animated series handbook. It looks beautiful. It's a little hardcover book. There's the Dungeon Master. Fun little character. This was a great show. I love the sword and sorcery. This thing's kind of coming apart, so I better be gentle with it. You know what? I probably will upgrade this at some point, but for now, I'm really happy to have this. That is Dungeons and Dragons from 1983. So this isn't a series that came out well into my adult years. This was from 2008 when the Spectacular Spider-Man, the complete series, first debuted. But it's still a very fun show. It comes on these nice, beautiful swing trays. Each disc is a little unique. Really like that. So you have 7 volumes, 8 volumes. There's 8 DVDs. And let's see. It says, get ready for nonstop super Spidey excitement as the world's most famous web slinger superhero returns in all 26 action-packed episodes from the hit series, The Spectacular Spider-Man. You can see Venom and the Green Goblin and some of the other villains. That's what I really liked about Batman and Spider-Man, is they had some really excellent villains, and I'm always kind of drawn more to the villains because they look cooler. Same thing with He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. I always thought the villains looked better. But that's definitely one that I'm glad to have, and I enjoy it as an adult. So for this next stack here, you may remember I picked these up not too long ago, within the past year or two, from a seller on Mercari. None of these ever had an official DVD or Blu-ray release. So these are fan-made editions. And these animations were kind of crude. I mean, they're not really kind of fancy like the animation is today. This is the complete 1966 series of Submariner. Let's see if we can take a look kind of at the crude kind of drawing. But it's fun because it has kind of a comic book feel to it, which these are comic book characters, so it only makes sense. But I'm really glad to have these, and I'll show you what I have so far. The Submariner, 1966. Really enjoyed this one. Captain America, 1966. Also from 1966, The Incredible Hulk. I'm losing my voice. Too many videos today. The Mighty Thor, this one's excellent. Also from 1966. Spider-Woman, this one's kind of rare. I don't remember this as a kid, but I'm glad to have it now. This is the complete series. I don't remember when this came out, but I will find out right now. We'll get the answer right now. Okay, so it looks like this came out in 1979 and it only lasted until 1980, according to Wikipedia. But I don't remember this one. I don't remember this cartoon at all. Another one that's excellent is the Iron Man, 1966, the complete series. Take a look at some of the crude artwork. It has a feel kind of like Johnny Quest. That's another one I have that I don't have in this lot. I'll do a part 2 because Scooby-Doo and Johnny, they belong in this Johnny Quest. They belong in a video. So here's the Incredible Hulk. I think this was the one from the 80s. Maybe like 80. Oh no, it says 21 episodes from 1996. Right there. And another Incredible Hulk. This might be the, okay, it says 82 right at the bottom, 1982. So that's the complete collection. The animation's a little bit better in here. It kind of looks like the Super Friends style kind of. That's another one I'm going to have in the next video. And I'll do some Hanna-Barbera as well in the next video. Here's Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. This is another one I don't remember. This is the complete series. And I'm going to look on the back and see if it says a year, hopefully, so I don't have to keep stopping and looking stuff up. All right, be right back. Okay, so a quick Google search, and I found out that this came out in 1981, and it ran through 1983, and it was canceled. So, but I'm really glad to have these. They're kind of rare. They never really had an official release, and you can find any of these on Mercari if you just type it in. There's a seller, a fan-made, air quotes, fan-made, and the quality's pretty good too. I'm assuming that he got these from a VHS rip, but they look pretty good. These next two are movies from the Japanese company Toei, and these never had official releases. They only had, I believe they had VHS releases, and I think in Japan they had Laserdisc releases, but here in the States, they never really had any official releases. So these are fan-made editions. These are pretty rare. But if you go over to, I don't get anything for promoting this guy, and I generally don't buy bootlegs or fan-made editions unless it's something that I really, really collect, or if it's something that never really had an official release, such as these two things. But if you go over to Trash Palace, you'll find a lot of fan-made editions, air quote, fan-made. But we have The Frightening Legend of Frankenstein and Dracula, Sovereign of the Damned. These are really, really fun. The quality is kind of so-so. What the hell, man? We need that in there anymore. But you can see that it's just kind of, and it's purple. Obviously, it's burned. These were never officially pressed. But these are really, really excellent cartoons, and I do recommend these.
Up the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Adderley. Once, quite by chance, there was an extraordinary old universe of worlds and wonder, of moons and magic. And moving through this universe was a familiar old world of cities and streets, of trees and cars. And there, in an ordinary house, on an ordinary chair, was a boy in whose head was locked an untold story as extraordinary as anything that old universe had ever seen or heard.
Next was a favorite of mine as a kid growing up. Me and my brother used to watch this one. My brother and I used to watch it. And this is a magical, great story, Puff the Magic Dragon. The theme song was sung. It was a smash hit for Peter, Paul, and Mary. And Peter Yarrow just died not too long ago, like a couple weeks ago. And so that's always a shame. But really excellent. It's very, very short. The song came out sometime in the 60s, like 63, but this cartoon was made in the late 70s, 1978, I believe. This one also comes with a bonus feature of Gulliver's Travels. But I have a very fond memory of this in my heart, watching it as a kid. Another one that kind of comes to mind that's not in this video is Rikki Tikki Tavi. That was another great cartoon. But yeah, I just wanted to share this. It's really short. I think it's like 23 minutes long. Here's one that I love. I used to have this only on VHS. I had a really pristine copy of it. I used to show this to my kids when they were young. And I picked this up within the last couple of years at a thrift shop, and it's not in the greatest condition. So I definitely need to upgrade this either to Blu-ray, or maybe if it's on 4K, I'll grab it. But for now, all I have is this little flipper snapper case, the flipper disc. And not the biggest fan of snapper cases or flipper discs, but this is what I have for now. And this is a great adventure type movie. Sword and sorcery, sword and sandal. A little fun adventure cartoon for not just kids, but also for adults. And I really love Quest for Camelot. Another excellent movie from the 70s that I grew up watching. Another magical fairy tale movie of sword and sorcery and magic kingdoms and elves and all that stuff. I really love this movie. It's called The Last Unicorn, and this is the Enchanted Edition. It's a Blu-ray DVD combo. Has some all-star voice casting with Jeff Bridges, Angela Lansbury, even Mia Farrow's in it, but don't let that dissuade you from watching this movie. See what I did there? I really don't care much for Mia Farrow. I think she's pretty awful. She's pretty terrible. But she's a voice in here. She's actually the voice of the unicorn. This was put out by Shout Factory, and I've had this for a few years. The cartoon itself came out in 1982, and it's really, really excellent. It has kind of that, the Hobbit, the animated Hobbit and Lord of the Rings movies, it has the same feel to it. So if you love the Hobbit and stuff like that, and you like the Rankin Bass movies, this would be right up your alley. There's the Blu-ray, there's the DVD. What else do we have behind there? Picture of the unicorn. It's a beautiful story, though. I really enjoy this. And again, this is one of those movies I can pop on and it takes me right back to the time when I was like 8 years old, or 12 years old, sitting on the couch watching this. Really good. The Last Unicorn. Now, these next three that I'm going to show were also from that same Mercari seller that sold the Iron Man and all those other fan-made cartoons. These were not from my childhood, but they were from my children's childhood, and I watched them with that. So that's a part of my life that I enjoyed as well. So I wanted to make sure I got these. So this is the complete collection of the Powerpuff Girls on Blu-ray. And don't laugh if you've never seen the Powerpuff Girls and you think it just sounds like a silly, it's really, really good. It's awesome. There's some really cool villains. There's great storylines in this show. It's really good. And of course, Courage the Cowardly Dog. I love this. It's probably one of my favorite all-time cartoons. And I was already an adult when this came out. This is excellent. And then Dexter's Laboratory, the complete series. The woman who voiced Dexter has recently just passed away in the last couple of days, I think. The last couple of weeks, maybe. I forget her name, and it doesn't show on the back at all. But so yeah, these are definitely worthy, to me anyway. These are shows that I like. And we have two more, and then we'll wrap this one up. This one's called Cartoon Roots Halloween Haunts. And this recently came out within the past couple of years. I think, 2017 it looks like. But these are little cartoon shorts that I remember renting on VHS around Halloween time. I used to go to a place called Video Mania, and they had one of the best horror sections anywhere. I mean, there was like an aisle that went from one end of the store all the way to the other, and then it wrapped around and there was another aisle coming back. There were hundreds and hundreds of different horror movies. I wish I can go back. I really do. I wish I could have taken pictures or something just to show you guys, because that place was magical. But they also did have like a little front end cap for, I guess, kids. And they would have like some of these animated ghosts, the dancing skeletons. I'm sure you guys remember all that stuff. This here is kind of a compilation of shorts like that. This is called the Cartoon Roots Halloween Haunts. And it just has, it's kind of like, it's like a little kind of a collection of shorts all the way back to 1907. I don't know if you can see that through the screen there. So these cartoons go all the way back to 1907. There's some from the 20s, some from the 30s. And these are kind of rudimentary, kind of I guess, kind of low budget animation, but it has a really good charm to it. Also comes with this booklet. And if you guys love that kind of stuff, like I do, you should check this out. See if you can find it and add that to your collection. I don't think it's very expensive at all. You probably get this for 10 bucks, maybe less. But it's definitely worthy of a buy if you have sentimental memories about those old black and white kind of horror cartoons.